Chad Hymas here to talk to you about influencing other people and making friends. One of those topics that I think that we all seek. We want to have friends. But let me first start off by telling you that friends isn't measured by how many people like your Facebook page. It's not about how many people that you have following you on Twitter. It's not about how many likes you get on your Instagram post. You don't count friends that way. You find out who your friends really are in your darkest moments. And just because somebody doesn't like a certain phrase that you post or like a picture or something you put on social media doesn't mean that they're not paying attention to you in your life. So please don't measure friendship by whether people like or comment or what they do on social media. One of the worst ways to gain friendships and to have influence and to find friends. I think the best thing that you can do to find friends, one of the ways that's been most successful for me in developing friendships, is to first and foremost get myself out of my normal friend base. In other words, my likes and the hobbies that I have surround the outdoors. They surround flying and traveling. They surround speakers. I love to network with other speakers. I'm a sports fanatic, so I have friends that like to go to Jazz basketball games here in Utah, Salt Lake City, and football games. But in order for me to have more friends, I need to find out what other people like and join that friend group as well. So in other words, broadening my likes, what my hobbies are, to what other people's hobbies and likes are as well. It helps me have influence and gain friendships. It also helps me to make more friends, to broaden my fan base. So let me give you an example. If my desire is to make friends, I need to focus on what their needs, what their fears, and what their victories are, and maybe celebrate them. Otherwise, I can focus on my own set of challenges. I saw a YouTube video on Facebook. You guys gotta search this and check this out. Kid being bullied in high school because of his weight. So we have a kid that people don't like because he's different, he's quiet, and they don't like him. And this kid, he just wants a friend. He just wants to make a friend. But because of that, he goes home and he tells mom and dad that people are bullying him and that he has no friends. And normal parents would probably call up, most parents probably would call up the principal, they'd call up the superintendent of schools, they'd call up a teacher, and they would get mad at superintendents, teachers, the school for allowing this kind of behavior to happen where a kid's getting bullied. That would be a normal reaction from a parent. What these folks do is absolutely unheard of. It works wonders. They tell their child who's being made fun of and being bullied to step out of his element and go make friends with whomever he can by serving them. So what it shows on the video is this. It shows, let's use the name Johnny. Let's call him Johnny. He's in high school. It shows this kid who is being made fun of because he's different and he dresses differently and the kids think that he's overweight and he gets made fun of that way. They show him at the high school. This is live, genuine footage. They show him where he is opening up the door and he is greeting people as they enter the high school doors, and he's just saying hi, hi, hi. And this kid is the one that those guys are making fun of, and he's just genuinely trying to be nice by holding the door open. And this is an idea that his father gave him. Why don't you go back to that high school and instead of allowing people to bully you, you don't have to punch them back, you don't have to swear back at them, you don't have to mention their weaknesses, you don't have to make fun of them. Just go do something nice. And so this kid goes and he gets out of his element, which is kind of like me going to another friend base. He gets out of his element and he opens up the door, and these high school kids walk through, and about a month later you see him. Look how quickly the contrast when someone owns where they're sitting in their life. And that's what I want. That's the principle I want to talk to you about. Accountability for influencing and making friends. Folks, if you're not happy with your friend base, change them. If your friends that you're hanging out with don't really live up to the values that you live up to, or the ones that you would like to live up to, change them. I'm not saying it's easy. If it were easy, everybody'd be doing it. Sometimes you have to make that hard decision to change friends and change friends quickly. Be willing to step out of that comfort zone. Be willing to step out. Comfort zone is a cliche phrase. Let's not use that. Think outside the box. Oops, I just did it again. Thinking outside the box is a cliche phrase. I don't like that one. Let's use a different phrase. Here it is. Throw the box out the window. just throw it out the window entirely. Do something completely different. That's what this mom and dad did with this boy. They threw the box outside the window. This kid goes to the school, opens up the door, and without being repetitive, within a 45-day time frame, in this time lapse, this kid now has friends left and right because he took accountability. My friends, this is Chad Hymas telling you that only when you hold yourself accountable for every place where you're at in your life, for the mistakes you've made, for your successes, for the challenges you face, and the victories you've experienced, only when you take ownership for everywhere you're at, including the paralysis that you experience in your life, and I've had to own up to that for me, only then will you have the ability to influence other people and to make friendships that you never thought that you would have.